Coming to you from our Aerospark studios here in Windhoek, this is the Monday edition of Primetime News. And for the next 20 odd minutes, I will be unpacking the stories behind the stories. Many thanks for tuning in. I'm Michael Madimba. Leading tonight's bulletin. As Namibia mourns the passing of the late President Dr. Hage Geingob, newly appointed President Nangolo Mbumba has officially declared a national mourning period started from the 5th of February until the date of the late Dr. Geingob's funeral. Minister of Information and Communication Technology Dr. Peyam Shilinga made this announcement on Sunday. Sawe Alsiku compiled our lead report.
Moshelenga said all national flags should be flown at half-mast throughout this period across the entire country and at all Namibian diplomatic missions. He said once the arrangements have been made, the committee will make official announcements regarding the funeral. Meanwhile, Moshelenga cautioned the public to refrain from spreading false information and wait for official communication from the committee. Geingob, who was Namibia's third president, died in Windhoek on Sunday. For Primetime News, I'm Selima Shimwefeleni Masipa.
Staying with Dr. Geingob's passing, Botswana President Mokgweetsi Masisi arrived in the country to pay his respects to the late Namibian head of state, Dr. Hage Geingob. Our team was at State House and filed this report.
President of Botswana Mokgweetsi Masisi on Monday paid a visit to the late President Hage Geingob's residence in Windhoek to extend his condolences to former First Lady Monica Geingob. The African leader is the first of many leaders expected to arrive in the coming days to pay their last respects to Namibia's third president. The 82-year-old President Geingob died in Windhoek in the early hours of Sunday. Reminiscing on his relationship with the late president in a conversation with a tearful Geingob, Masisi spoke of his very close relationship with Geingob, noting that they could talk at any time of the day, including receiving calls at 3 a.m. Masisi added that the late President Geingob has done a lot for Namibia and beyond. Therefore, the former First Lady should expect immense support from everyone. Konjini Ambinga, reporting for Primetime News.
Meanwhile, tributes to the late 82-year-old statesman poured in from other African leaders who saw him as a hero of the anti-apartheid struggle. Beyond Africa, US President Joe Biden hailed the late president as a fearless leader, fighting for independence, overseeing the drafting of the new nation's constitution, and serving his country twice as prime minister and finally as president. President Geingob was elected president in 2014. The late statesman was also Namibia's longest-serving prime minister. Now, President Nangolo Mbumba gave insights on his choice to designate Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah as vice president amid media inquiries at State House on Sunday after being sworn in as president. Let's now watch this insert from State House.
It only says who is to succeed the president. It does not say who is to succeed, who is going to be the vice president. It's appointed by the president and in consultation with those who have the authority over government business or party business.
And does that mean you have to vacate her office?
The Constitution says once you are a vice president of the country, no other title.
Staying atop Dr. Geingob's passing, a family spokesperson Sisa Namanji announced that daily evening devotions will be held at late President Dr. Hage Geingob's residence in Windhoek. Linia Dishena compiled this report.
Speaking to mourners at the Geingob residence on Sunday, Namanje said it is not yet clear how long the daily devotions will be conducted, for as the government is yet to pronounce itself on the funeral proceedings. Namanje said the late president always encouraged the building of the Namibian House.
I saw a number of political leaders, spiritual leaders, business community. And this is a Namibian way that our late president stood for. He has always encouraged us to build a Namibian house.
Mourners from all walks of life, including from opposition parties, started gathering at the late president's home to pay their respects. Sylvia Shundali reporting for Primetime News.
Stand by for your top roundup. The business segment follows thereafter. Welcome to the Primetime Biz segment, your leading source for all updates business and economics. Business updates from further afield dominate tonight's segment. The trade union Verdi called on Lufthansa's ground staff to go on strike on Wednesday. A Verdi spokesperson earlier today revealed this means airports in Frankfurt, Munich, Hamburg, Berlin and Dusseldorf will all be affected. The strike is in response to ongoing Lufthansa group-wide wage negotiations for the approximately 25,000 ground crew employees at Deutsche Lufthansa, Lufthansa Technik and Lufthansa Cargo, among others. More insights from this report.
The trade union Verdi has called on Lufthansa ground staff to go on strike on Wednesday. Airports in Frankfurt, Munich, Hamburg, Berlin and Dusseldorf will be affected, a Verdi spokesperson said earlier today. As all ground staff from maintenance to passenger and aircraft handling are being called out on strike, there are likely to be major flight cancellations and delays, Verdi wrote in a statement earlier today. The strike is in response to ongoing Lufthansa group-wide wage negotiations for the approximate 25,000 ground crew employees at Deutsche Lufthansa, Lufthansa Technik and Lufthansa Cargo, amongst others. An offer from the employers in the second round of negotiations on January 23 was rejected. The proposed pay increases were perceived as too low. There have been widespread disruptions due to industrial action at German airports recently. On Thursday last week, Verdi ordered security staff out on strike at several major airports. Verdi called Thursday's strike to demand pay rises of $3.02 per hour for about 25,000 workers at private aviation security firms.
This is where the top segment concludes for tonight. Tomorrow's countrywide weather forecast is up next, followed by a roundup of the latest economic news. Welcome Sport Planet, the segment dedicated to all things sport in action. We commence tonight's segment in the Ministry of Sports, Youth and National Service, with Portfolio Minister Agnes Shongarero fondly recalling the late President Dr. Hage Geingob as a champion who consistently supported the advancement of sports. Here is an insert of the minister.
You see, our president himself is a very keen sportsman, and he had sport always on his heart. And he'll always say, how can we improve it? Where can we improve? What else must we do? And so on. I still remember, and I've still got it in my appointment letter, where it's written that develop sport and make sure that football must become professional. It's one of those things. There are many others, but about those things do I remember. And as a testimony, you can see on his sickbed, as sick as he was now, he even sent a message to the beverage when they were in every course. It means, sick as he was, he still had sport at heart. He was in and out a sport.
On to the English Premier League. Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola has challenged Real Madrid to make an offer for Erling Haaland if they really want him. There were reports in Spain last week that Haaland dislikes life in Manchester so much that he wants to leave the club. Now, the suspicion at City is that this could have been an attempt by Madrid-leaning media to unsettle the 23-year-old and edge him towards the Bernabeu Stadium. Yet Guardiola, who has seen such activity before, is confident it will not work and suggests any interested club should just say so. Stay tuned for your sports roundup. This is where the Primetime News Monday broadcast concludes. Another Primetime News edition beckons tomorrow, so do make sure you catch us same place, same time. Before I wrap it up, a parting reminder to follow the on-screen prompts to stay on top of developments within and beyond our borders. Also feel free to interact with us in the comment section. That's it from myself, Michael Medimba, and my production crew that ensures this bulletin comes to life. It's good night.